Excited for this next part of the program. As you're thinking about your trip in Washington and while we're here, please really think about what a 3.0 city looks like, what's our role in that 3.0 city, and how can we redefine, Mayor Dickert, the relationship between cities and our federal government. We have a real opportunity because they are listening to us in real ways. So I'm proud to leave that message, Tom, as our first one, and I know Mayor Cornett, next year will do the same and do great things beyond that. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Frank Luntz. He's one of the nation's top messaging experts. He has visited our winter, our annual, our leadership meetings. He's no foreign person to us. We see him on a regular basis. He has an unbelievable ability to help take what our priorities are, frame them in certain ways. He wrote a famous book that called Words Matter. He understands what policy leaders, he's a Republican, but what he grapples with is trying to find common ground and how we communicate in a responsible way. Let's give a round of applause for Frank Luntz.
And actually, as I stand here, I'm neither a Republican nor a Democrat. I'm an American, and it gives me such great pride to speak. But I need to ask the mayor, the reason why I actually agreed to do this is because I wanted an autograph. So if you can't help me out. Okay, I do the jokes here. All right. Thank you. Wait a minute, I got a question. Who is Kevin Johnson? You told me you were Michael Jordan. It's a pleasure, and I welcome you also to Washington. I see the mayor has left. I blame this on Congress. Thanks to Congress, you can drive 25 miles in every direction and never leave the scene of a crime. I also want to welcome I know that C-SPAN is here. I want to say hello to the viewer. You will not forget today. Mayor, perfection. Absolute perfection. If the public could hear what you just said, and I hope that this is replayed and replayed, they would have faith in their leadership that they do not have now. Thank you. Thank him. And I begin with humor because I'm nervous and I'm intimidated, and I mean that. Of all the things that I will do this year, there's none more important, because I listen to these people every day. I do focus groups every day, every night. And if you could hear the fear, the anxiety, the skepticism, even cynicism with the American people right now, and the only people that they have faith in, the only people that they think that can lead, is the people in this room. You have no idea how important you are. You have no idea the potential that you have. And I'm going to do my best over the next 15 minutes to give you the language to succeed. And so I urge you to take notes, because these words aren't chosen lightly. These are the words of the American people. It's hard to follow the mayor because he did it so well. And I will try the best I can. But of all the things that the public is looking for, it's not about budgets or welfare or education or taxes. There are simple day-to-day concerns that matter to them. And if I were advising you, I would create this checklist. And these are the things that they're asking from you. And by the way, you all know, those of you who've seen me, that I would much rather be down there than up here. Because one of the things that they want from mayors is to be able to touch you, is to be able to get you to feel their fear and their anxiety. And standing behind a podium doesn't do it justice. But I've been told I have to stay here. How do your policies deliver fewer hassles, more choices, more money, more time? How do your policies deliver a better lifestyle, a better work-life balance? These are day-to-day concerns that everyone has, whether they're 16 or 65. And so it isn't philosophy. It isn't even policy. It's what happens to you in that day-to-day existence. And in fact, this is the question that people are asking. Not many of the people in this room live paycheck to paycheck. Do you realize that 40% of Americans do? For many of you, it's 60 or 70% of your cities. And they think that politicians don't understand that. Living paycheck to paycheck, learning to do more with less. If they have to do it, why can't government? That's the question that they're asking of you. And it's a legitimate question in a 3.0 city, which I love that phrase, by the way, 3.0, because it fits with what's happening in America. So here's the deal. Every time that you talk about a problem from this point forward, you got to provide a solution. Don't just talk about what is wrong until you give them specific ideas about what is right, or your ideas for what is right. They live it, they know it, and in a 3.0 mayor, you'll be focused on results and solutions, not just what's going wrong. And there's another aspect to it that the mayor talked about. This isn't just about your term, or even the person who follows after you. What the public is so deeply asking for are leaders that look a generation ahead, that see the challenges of cities not in 2015, but 2025 and 2035. They're asking for you to start it now, so that 10, 15, 20 years from now, long after you're gone, they'll feel the benefits of the future. By 2 to 1, they would rather have you focus on tomorrow than today. In terms of language, we heard about efficiency and effectiveness, and I got 2 more words to add to that. Accountability and results driven. And the reason why accountability matters so much, and by the way, I just caught myself in the monitor over there, and I am really fat. Can you put the thin person's veil up back there? Look at this. I feel like Governor Christie, my God. Oh. Accountability, I have to live it every day. You know, I turned 50, I don't believe in hugging. I turned 51 last week, and I blew out all of my candles in my birthday cake, and so they asked me what did I wish for? Another birthday cake. Okay, no more jokes. Accountability and results driven. Accountability because they want someone, because Washington has failed them on this. They want to know that if you make a promise that you don't keep, they have the chance to hold you responsible. And results driven because they're tired of the rhetoric that they get out of this town. And they want you to deliver for them. You deserve is about the most powerful thing that you can do as a 3.0 mayor. If you give them an agenda that says you deserve schools that actually teach children, you deserve a police force that keeps the cities safe and keeps us feeling secure, you deserve a cleaner, safer, healthier environment. You list 5 or 6 points, and you do it now in your State of the City speeches. You deserve, I promise you, that empowerment, that how the people you represent, how they will take that is that you respect them, you appreciate them, and you want to deliver for them. You deserve is the most empowering way you can communicate your agenda going forward. And now I want to get it done checklist. And in fact, I've got one more thing here. Of all the things that you can do, you want to prove that you have a record of results, action, solutions. So I want you to deliver a get it done commitment. No more conversation, no more talk, no more excuses. You will get it done. And so, Mayor, I know it's the wrong sport, but I want to give you my get it done football. It is fully inflated, by the way. And if you will leave that in your office, it will remind you every day of so many good things that you've done for the city of Sacramento. You know he's not just a brilliant player, he's a brilliant mayor. And you are what gives me faith in the future. I have not given that ball to any Democrat until today.
Dallas, Mayor.
Dallas, that's pretty good. Dallas and Sacramento, both teams not in the Super Bowl. And for the record, the mayor of Fort Lauderdale, the mayor of Fort Worth throws better than the mayor of Dallas. So, proactive, pragmatic problem solvers. It's a tough thing to say, but it's exactly what your citizens are looking for. Proactive because they don't want you to wait. Pragmatic because they really don't want the ideological politics on a city-by-city basis. And problem solvers because you'll actually get it done. The combination of those three is what they're seeking from you. That's who they want you to be. And I'm going to give you a checklist here for you. A 3.0 mayor doesn't know from partisanship. They don't think of themselves as Republicans or Democrat. A 3.0 mayor has a partnership with the business community and the labor unions, and they're all brought in together. You're holding town halls. And by the way, the key to a town hall, do this for me, please. How many of you mayors here hold town halls at least once a month? Raise your hands. It's not many. The ones that do me a favor. Let your audience speak first. Let your citizens go first. Let them talk for 10 or 15 minutes first. The person who came the furthest to get there, let them go first because something obviously matters to them. And if you let your citizens go first, they'll know that you're listening to them, that you're learning from them. Engaging community leaders, organizations. It's bringing more people in rather than less. Yes, the meetings may last a little bit longer, but the public values a variety of voices. And the more voices, the better. I'm going to give you some language now. Of all the words, and some of you heard me say this, of all the words you can possibly use, the most powerful of all is imagine. Because if you ask someone to imagine cities of perfection, everyone in this room, there are, what, 350, 400 people in here? Each one of you would have a different imagination of cities at perfection. You speak with imagine, and it allows people to dream, and then it allows you to accomplish. A healthy economy is so much more powerful than economic growth. Because a healthy economy means that good things are happening. By the way, healthy schools, healthy neighborhoods, healthy families. It's not about health care. It's about what we want in our day-to-day lives. Stability and security. And by the way, something that we found, which I think is very interesting. Men actually put security number one, and women put stability. But either way, it communicates peace of mind, which is the highest value of all. You're in control. In any city 3.0, citizens are more engaged in what they're doing in their lives. And by the way, I welcome you to take pictures if you want of this, because I really do. This is the language of your constituents. And if you attach this language around the people that you represent, they'll understand you better. They're more likely to follow you. They're more likely to invest in you. And that's good for cities. Let me show you a couple more. In terms of phrases, that idea of an uncompromising commitment. That's what you're all about. It's why you work probably 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. Uncompromising commitment means that you're all in, that you're not going to give up, you're not going to give in, and you're going to get it done. A more efficient, effective, accountable government. You heard it from the mayor. Of all the things the public is looking for, that is the number one attribute. You demonstrate that you can do more with less. You demonstrate that you spend their tax dollars wisely. You prove efficiency, effectiveness, and accountability. And you've done your job well. Because we can clearly say, no matter what party we are, that is not happening here in Washington. Local resources with a neighborhood approach. We are becoming smaller and smaller as we look forward. We are now looking and we are engaged in our neighborhoods, in the places and the people who are close to us. And that's the idea of a neighborhood approach, because it's how we live and it's how we think. No fine print, it means that there's no out. There is no excuses. There are no exceptions. What you say is what you mean. And that last one, cities of opportunity. I got that idea from the mayor, because the greatest innovations are happening in America's cities. The greatest changes, the greatest focus on the future. And opportunity is the number one value when you ask Americans what are they looking for themselves or for the future. A couple more points and then I'll close. Even more important than results, and you'll hear that a lot, it's the idea that you're working together to get the job done. This is why I love this organization. Yes, I have been here a lot, because I actually feel good when I leave here. I feel optimistic watching these people work together, trying to get the job done. This doesn't happen in Washington. It doesn't happen in Congress. Congress has a 14% job approval rating. Gaddafi had a 19% job approval rating. And that was among the people who killed him. You show that you work across the aisle, that there is no partisanship, and you're communicating the philosophy that they appreciate. Another point, which I need to challenge some of you on. You talk about creating jobs. Jobs are great. Jobs are particularly important for those who don't have it. But what the American people really want is a career. A job is 9 to 5. A career is 24/7. A job is something that you get up to go to and you can't wait to get home from. A career is everything. And that's what your residents, that's what your citizens really want from you. If you talk about experimenting, this is a warning for you, or taking risks, that's not what they're looking for. They expect from you proven leadership, proven results. They're not laboratory animals, they're human beings. And they do expect you, and they have the right to expect for you to get it right. I hear economic prosperity, economic justice, economic growth. A healthy economy is all of that and more. And that's what we hope for in America. In terms of the infrastructure, it isn't just a road or a bridge. It's quality of life. You need to focus on the benefit, not just the process. You need to focus on what it does for safety, what it does for makes life hassle-free or worry-free. If you focus on what you're going to spend on, then the public sees the expenditure. But if you focus on what it does, the public is willing to make the investment. And finally, just a couple points on education. I used to believe that accountability was number one, and it's number two. Number one is every child, every family, every school, every community. What I've learned about education in terms of what they expect from you is it's every and all. So that every child benefits, every child has that opportunity. That is so essential. You see up there, number 11, prepared for college, career, and life. That takes in every child. You know that 40% of kids still don't go to college, don't graduate from college, I should say. Because for some kids, it's vocational training. And the fact is, the more that we do in that area, the more rounded this country will be. And let's not forget those parents who want their kids to have a trade, to have a skill, and how profitable that can be. Look at number 13. It's not how much we spend, it's how we spend it. That's the efficiency and effectiveness. Because in the 3.0 city, it really is about the result. It is not about the process. And this last one here, every student deserves an effective education. It's not about education reform. It's about education excellence. It's about what we do. And one more point on education. You have to do it because they don't trust Washington to. And they've seen the schools fail under Washington control. They truly are looking to you to make a difference, to get into those schools, to demand accountability, to measure them, to ensure that their children are getting the education that they deserve. This is how you define the schools, the parents, the curriculum, teachers that are inspiring and passionate, parents that are involved, public schools that are challenging, motivating, and effective. Don't pass it off. Take responsibility for it. And finally, here's your daily checklist. The things that they expect from you. They want you to know what they live, which is why you need them to speak first. They want to know that you understand their daily concerns, that you respect their hard work, and I use that term deliberately, because Americans feel like they're working harder than ever before, and they have less to show for it. They want to know that you hear their fears, and their anxiety is another word that they use. Because if you hear it and you know it, then you can use it, and you can change because of it. They expect you to do it differently, and they want to know that their day-to-day life is going to benefit. Of all the things that I will do this year, this is by far the most important. I know that every day is tough, and I know that you can look back on a day or two where you'd say, I'd rather not have this job. But in most cases, you ran for it, and you wanted it, and you have it. You're going to have a great conference here because you've got an amazing leader here. But when you go back to your rooms tonight, don't just go back and look at the agenda for tomorrow or respond to emails. I want to inspire you, to inspire your constituents. I want to encourage you to tell them to ask for more and demand more. A 3.0 city does not accept the status quo. A 3.0 city does not say, well, we've made it better, so that's good enough. A 3.0 city delivers what Washington cannot do, and that is the quality of life and a standard of living and the inspiration of hope and opportunity for everyone you represent. In my mind, you people in here are heroes for what you do. Deserve that label. Earn the position that they have given to you. And do what Mayor Johnson has done. Make a daily difference in the quality of life of the people that you represent. Thank you very much.
Come on, let's give a round of applause for Frank Luntz.